From the very moment people saw the teaser trailer for Madam Web, they knew that this thing was going to be a cringe disaster. And ironically, they decided to put it out just a few days after the Marvels completely and totally bombed at the box office. And sure enough, the next thing people see from Marvel is another girl boss cringe team-up movie known as Madam Web. And if you thought it might be a bad idea to get anyone involved from something else that's been a massive disaster, would it help anyone to know that the same writers who did Morbius, something that bombed at the box office and was hilariously mocked for how cringe it was, they're the same ones that ended up working on Madam Web. And it looks like Madam Web is set to break a record that Morbius already set. Madam Web box office debut may set an unwanted record for Sony's Spider-Man universe movies. Madam Web box office predictions suggest Dakota Johnson's movie might garner an unwanted first for Sony's Spider-Man universe films. And initially, we heard that they were looking at a $25 to $35 million 3-day opening weekend for this movie, which would be the worst we've ever seen when it comes to those Sony Spider-Man movies. I say Sony Spider-Man movies, but it's a Spider-Man universe without fucking Spider-Man, which is part of the fucking problem. Now, it looks like it might be even worse. Madam Web gets rinsed over opening box office projection. And it's coming from Deadline right here, where they're talking about Valentine's Day weekend. Bob Marley, One Love, and Madam Web hope to bring moviegoers together over Valentine's and President's Day frame with at least $25 million each. Unfortunately for Madam Web, this $25 million is now talking about a potential 6-day opening weekend number. A 6-day weekend and only $25 million. Are you fucking kidding me? Starts off with Bob Marley, One Love right here, but then it goes to here. Meanwhile, the Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney starring Spider-Man spinoff Madam Web is eyeing $25 million over 6 days, with the movie tracking with those under 35. The movie is also solid with diverse audiences. I bet it fucking is. That's exactly who's going to bring you the money. Diverse audiences under 35. That's your key demographic. That's who you're fucking targeting. Unfortunately for you, there's not enough money there, apparently, because $25 million over a 6-day opening weekend. The S.J. Clarkson directed movie sees Johnson playing Cassandra Webb, a paramedic in Manhattan who develops the power to see the future. Why so low? These early projections for a 4-day holiday weekend? Last year, and they make excuses about Disney's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. The answer is simple. We're in a wonky marketplace, dummy. There's not a lot of competition. There's not a lot of product. So in such instances, projections are conservative. Yeah, I'm sure this is just going to blow up at the box office. I'm sure this is going to do so fucking great at the box office. Holy shit. And you can just see some of the replies. I would go to some of these tweets, but again, the report initially, they're getting these tweets from us from Discussing Film. I could show you right here. Let's go. I can't actually see the post because Discussing Film has me blocked because they're a bunch of fucking pussies. So we'll just read some of these things. Taken in the comments section of a tweet about this figure, one wrote, half it, while the other one quipped, one of the movies of all time, suggesting it will be unremarkable. For a 6-day opening, that's atrocious, added a third, to which a fourth replied, damn, these superhero movies are tanking. A fifth chimed in, most people don't even know Madam Web is supposed to be a superhero. That's how bad it's been marketed. One commenter said, this movie will probably bomb, but I think it will probably do really well on home video. Why? Why would you fucking think it'll do well on home video if nobody wants to fucking come out to the theater to see it? However, if Sony was smart, they'd release whatever Spider-Man connection there is in the movie just to get some hype for it. Hell, Morbius made $39 million in its opening weekend. That's true. And there's even something in this article where they're like, one positive is the relentless Morbius memes drew interest across the globe, meaning Madam Web may experience the same. Whether this translates into ticket sales is yet to be seen. Guess what? It wasn't for Morbius. Morbius got memed to hell. It got mocked to hell and back. It got memed so much that they re-released it, thinking people would go watch it. And instead, people just joked about how bad it was again instead of actually going to see it. And you got the same writers on this. This is about the worst thing you could possibly imagine. Madam Web is expected to suffer the same fate, with one X-user suggesting it will be Morbius 2 and another describing it as Morbius meets the Marvels. That would be the absolute worst thing you could possibly imagine. It looks like Madam Web is tracking to be a horrific bomb at the box office over Valentine's Day weekend.